So Natasha, you moved as well, right? I think you moved out west, or
well,
you
I
bought a place
didn't
out there.
move yet. We bought our forever home, but we're not going to
Nice.
be moving out there for 10 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're going to
Okay.
be long-term renting it. In fact, I just
Okay.
got off the phone with our property manager out there today, and she's
Okay.
like, I feel like we're going to have a waiting list for you
Oh,
because we're going to try to get people in there by October 1st. We're
okay.
getting some renovations done right now on it, just like tiling around the bathtub and
Yep.
stuff like that. But she's like, I think we're going to have a waiting list for you for October 1st. And I was like,
Wow.
fabulous. And like, we
Yeah.
did not go low on our rent either. We're like, no, it needs to be at least our mortgage plus whatever payment we're paying the property manager.
Yeah.
So
is the rental market hot, like all across the U.S. right now, or?
I know it's hot out in Oregon right now, specifically.
Yeah.
So at least in the area that we're looking at. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I've been calling some places around here because I've got some clients that are moving and they don't know where they're going next, and they don't know if they're going to get the house they put a bid on. So they're always doing like secondary options, and some of them are renting. And we've been calling, and there's some apartment complexes that are booked until next year or have a waiting list. And
Wow.
I mean, it's weird. Everybody needs a place to live, but
Yeah.
for some reason, some waves are just hotter than others. But the rental market is not struggling right now at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
no, well, I know that there was an issue out in Oregon with properties being bought up by investors rather than like by private owners. And so that was the big thing that we ran into when we were buying our property, was people would come up to us and be like, are you an investor? And we're like, no, we're not an investor. We're just a private couple.
Right.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are going to be an investor.
Right. But looking for our future. But no, we're not looking to like flip and turn and burn and like do all that stuff. We're like, no, this is going to be our property. Like, we're not just here to make money on it.
So if you had said yes, they wouldn't have sold it to you, or?
No, I think they just were looking for a family as opposed to like just a investor type of scenario. But like, we were one of the last people that was allowed to write out a love letter in Oregon before they outlawed it. So we're saying that it was our love letter that got us the house.
Yeah. This sounds familiar. Did we talk about this last week? About the love letters? I think
the last episode. We
talked
talked about the writing the letter, and
my God.
It's
and I said I do videos
that,
instead of letters for my clients. Yeah, where
I like that video idea.
Yeah.
I work with a mortgage lender out here, and he always sends, instead of a thank you card, he sends a thank you letter video to their email. So they do their pre-approval thing, and then wherever he's at, he pulls out his phone and just films it. He's done it when he's at the beach with his kids, or when he's in his car, or steps out the hallway.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a great idea.
15-20 second clip, and
that's right.
Everybody mentions it. Oh yeah, he sent me a video.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Really cool.
Good.
Because I mean, there's not a lot of people that actually know the face of the person that is their lender sometimes, unless they got a picture of their signature. Sometimes they're a name behind a desk. And
yeah, for sure. That you're absolutely right. It's not like the realtor where they meet them, a few times, seeing the houses, etc. But the lender is always behind the scenes. Yeah.
Sure. But this guy, he works with the WRA down here in Milwaukee, and he's always there, like training person. They'll bring in and have 30 to 50 agents sit down, and he'll be the one coming in and talking to them at the bigger learning sessions at the office. So he's good with people. He loves talking in front of groups, and he's personable for an underwriter.
Sorry, pardon my Canadian ignorance, but what's WRA?
WRAs are like governing body for realtors.
Oh, got it.
For Wisconsin.
Oh, for Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin Realtor Association, I guess.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And then they have like the little subsects inside. So we've got the Metro Milwaukee market, and then we have one out kind of. So like it's not county-wide, but there's no real rhyme or reason how they delineate it, but they try to go like hubs. So they'll have a Metro Milwaukee, then they'll have a Madison, and they'll have like a Green Bay. kind of
Yeah.
area territory.
Awesome. Yeah, I forgot you're in Milwaukee. Congratulations. I forgot to congratulate you on the Bucks.
I know. We didn't
Oh,
even
yes.
do a
Been
Bucks
exciting.
show.
What's that?
It was. We didn't even do a Bucks show, but yeah,
We
it
should
was.
have. Yeah.
It
for
was
sure.
crazy. I did not
And
get to
Giannis
go
is
down.
Greek, right? I'm Greek. You guys know I'm Greek. Right?
Yes.
So Giannis,
cool.
me and Giannis are like this. So, yeah.
Well, Giannis
So-
was my fiance. I always keep telling my husband, and he keeps saying that to me. But
Yeah.
I was on the Giannis train before it was
Nice.
the Giannis train.
Yes, me too. Me too. As soon as he came to the NBA, or
Love
even
it.
before that, like this guy, he's Greek. We got to support him. Boom, there he is. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love him. He's so cute.
Yeah.
So Giannis, if
Apparently
you ever
he
want to
is-
like come and say hi to us, feel free.
Get him on the show.
Yeah,
Bring him on the
totally.
show. I think
Sure, I
that'd be
could
awesome.
talk with his manager.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I was just told this week that he obviously lives with, I think, his family, like his two brothers.
Okay. Yeah.
Apparently they just bought a new house,
Oh,
and they have a designer, and the designer went into their current house. He
wow.
lives very simple. Like he'll
Yeah.
go to the local like big box retailer, buy some furniture, and just
Wow.
throw it in his house. Not a very glamorous, even though he's
Oh.
like MVP, like one of the bigger names in the NBA. Very simple life.
And I think
Good.
that's why I like him so much, is he's not
Yeah.
flashy. He's just like,
Right.
just let me go to Chick-fil-A and get my chicken nuggets. And all's good in the world.
Exactly. Yeah, he seems like a down to earth guy, right? So he
Yeah.
seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
And he actually, I'm not sure how much he donated, but I don't know if you guys heard about all the forest fires going on in Greece.
Oh,
So
yeah.
No.
he donated a whole bunch of money to people to relocate or something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but I know
That's
he
nice.
just boom, he's trying to help out wherever he can. So that tells you what kind of person he is, right?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Very good for him.
Good guy.
Yeah. for
Well,
sure.
going into the second episode with you,
Yep.
I want to know what's updated here in the Canadian market. Anything changed since last show?
Not much. I think the last show was about a month or so ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the sales numbers have been coming down month over month, right? But that's normal, right? Because we're in the dog days of summer. I just put
Yeah.
out a video, saying that, it's normal for from June to July to August, the numbers to come down. And then they pick up again in September and October. We have a bit of a bump up in the fall, and then they go down again over the winter time, over the holidays, et cetera. So this is a normal, typical real estate cycle that we see every year. But COVID kind of screwed things up a little bit. But I think we're back to that now. So, I mean, it's nothing to be concerned about or celebrate if you're a buyer. It's not like the sign of a bubble bursting or anything like that. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
At least
I
there's
just
not
gotta-
bidding wars right now, hopefully.
There is still
Are there
bidding
still?
wars. They're not as intense as they were back in the spring. Like
Mhm.
March was the peak. Typically we peak around April, May, but we peaked about a month earlier this year. Again, because COVID kind of screwed things up. But now we're back on track. And we're still seeing bidding wars. We're just not seeing the 20, 30 offers on properties that we saw earlier
Right.
this year. We're seeing maybe 2 or 3, right? So which is decent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had some buyers come back out and they're like, "Hey, how is it?" And I'm like, "Well, it's cooling off." And they're like, "Okay, great."
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's cooling off. It's not cooled off. It's cooling
Exactly.
off."
It's
So we're
cooling
still
off.
up there.
That's right.
And
That's right.
we just got to see. I just got a report from the WRA about mean sale price, average buys in a month. And we've declined, but it's still less of a decline than normal years. And I don't know if that's due to COVID. I mean, I'm sure it has something to wrap into it where lumber is still pretty high. New builds are still way down.
Yep.
So I'm sure the purchases of existing homes is still going to be up there, but
And
I'm
how are you
anxious
guys
to
doing
see
with supply? Like, do you have really low supply as well, like we do up here? Like
Well, that stinks that you guys are having supply because all the lumber I pick up it's stamped with that maple leaf. So it's getting
you're
over the
taking all our
border.
wood.
I'm sorry.
That's why
I
we have
just-
none.
I apologize.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the typical 2x4 you were looking at when it was normal 350,
Okay.
and now we're at 556.
Yeah.
So it's better than $12.
Yeah. No,
So
for
it's
sure.
come way down,
Absolutely.
which was
So-
nice because now we can start. We had a project that we kind of put pause on because lumber was.
Is it seriously at $12 for a 2x4?
Yeah, it was to the point where if we ordered the lumber when we would have ordered it, it would have cut our profit. It would have been.
Yeah.
It eliminated it. So we're like, well, let's just move on and wait for lumber to go back down. And then we re-estimated the lumber and it came down like 15 grand.
Wow.
Whoa,
So
that's huge.
just lumber alone and not even doors, windows. I mean, at that same point, we were looking at windows and they wouldn't be in for 28 weeks. Doors were anywhere from 15 to 30.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we couldn't do anything,
Insane.
which is
Yeah.
rough. So yeah, things are getting back to normal. We'll just see what happens with September, October.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious.
What about housing supply itself? Because we have a stat up here. It's called months of inventory. I don't know if you do the same thing, but it's how many, for our audience, it's how long would it take for the entire housing inventory to sell out if no new homes came on the market, right? So, and typically prior to COVID, we were at about 2 to 3 months of inventory, which is still a hot seller's market. But I mean, in the last year and a half, it's been less than a month of inventory, right?
Wow.
So we're talking, there's more sales than there are listings, right? So obviously things are going to run out pretty fast, right? So that's why we're seeing bidding wars. That's why we're seeing prices continuing to go up. And those who are waiting for prices to come down, it's just not going to happen because there's just no supply, right? And it's basic economics, right? Low supply, high demand, boom, 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 prices are going to go up. So, and I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Yeah, and I haven't checked the actual supply. I haven't checked that, but I know on our website, on the WRA website, you can actually go on, or the MLS, you can go on and it'll give you those stats kind of in the line graph.
Mhm.
And I have not checked in, I would say 2 months on what that is.
Okay.
Because all of my buyer clients, with how the market was and what they wanted to get, they were like, we're pressing pause on what we want to get. So
Ooh.
yeah, and once everybody pressed pause, I was like, well, I'm going to stop looking at that one just on the daily, trying to find it where it is. But
Yeah.
I know it's very, very low because you'll go in and, I mean, obviously you see it even when you're on the sales side, because that kind of goes into how I list the home.
Oh, absolutely.
If I have one home in Oconomowoc and there's only one other house in Oconomowoc that that I'm competing against, that
That's right.
factors heavily into my sale price if there's 20
Absolutely.
other homes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when my the last listing that I saw in Oconomowoc, it was competing against 2 other homes. And Oconomowoc is going very quickly, and in Waukesha is low. I've looked in Mugwanago, that's low. So all the surrounding secondary markets, those are all bigger markets, but they're not a Milwaukee or Madison, or I guess in your way it'd be like a Toronto.
Right. Yeah. Milwaukee
Although
would be
comparing
Toronto
to
and then,
Milwaukee just seems goofy to me, because that's different.
well,
So
we
are
did
you
beat you a
guys-
couple of years ago.
Are you guys
I
seeing
don't want to
Maybe.
bring that up though.
more buyer clients or more seller clients for you guys personally?
For me,
Hmm.
I mean, right now it's more sellers, right? Right now, I do have a couple of buyers, but they're not serious, right?
Yeah.
It's like Marcus said. I mean, they're kind of pausing. They don't not sure what to do. I'm trying to convince them to buy because I'm trying to tell them, look, the longer you wait, the more you're going to pay. So there's no point in waiting, right? The prices aren't coming down. But going back to Natasha's question, I have more sellers right now.
That's interesting.
But it kind of changes. It changes with the flow, right? So,
I only ask, I work for another marketing company out in California, but they deal with like high-end luxury sales, and they're having problems getting enough agents that have sellers available to them. So I feel like
Really?
the luxury market, the sellers aren't quite as like ready and willing to sell as like your buyers are wanting and willing to buy.
Well, I mean, the luxury market, that's a whole different animal, right?
Yeah.
Whole different type of client, whole different type of buyer, right? So, I mean, I don't know if sure you can compare the two.
Not
that
apples
way.
to apples, apples
Yeah.
and oranges right there.
Exactly.
That-
Yeah.
that A market is very, very touchy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really follow the same guidelines as the normal one. The only time it kind of parallels the B, C, and D market is on a down.
Got it.
Because when everything else sinks, the A, it loses its value and it sinks too. But the rise is so inconsistent of what's going on, and that's the risk you take with. I mean, you buy or build $1 million home or million and up.
Yeah.
I mean, how many other people in the world are able to drop $1 million on a home too? So your market is smaller, and it's just different.
It is different, 100%. And up here, I mean, I don't even know what a luxury market is anymore, because $1 million doesn't even buy you an average house up here, right? So you're going to have to pay 1.2 or more to get an average house in the Toronto area, right?
That's
Luxury would probably start at about 3 million, I think.
That's nuts.
It is nuts. It is nuts, because 2 million used to be considered, wow, the $2 million house. Now it's like, okay, it's a nice house, just above average, home, right?
Gosh.
But I wouldn't consider it luxury.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't even. I'll stay in Oregon, Wisconsin. That's fine. That's expensive enough for me. Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's nuts. It's insane.
Yeah, and a lot of it does location, like Toronto, in the midst of Toronto. You're going to see that same thing in Milwaukee. Obviously, we'll kind of put in a ratio of Toronto ratio to Milwaukee ratio of expensive, but I mean, we just looked at a house. This is not my client. This is someone that is working with an agent. They're looking at buying a house up. It's like 30 minutes north of where we are. Okay. It's a really, really cool old home. The structure is actually made out of like downed trees. They just dropped trees and made that their base of it for the old home. And then through the decades, they've added additions to it. So it was cool to walk through to find out like the original square footage, and then what was the first edition and what was the second and the third. Yeah. But now they want to buy it and gut it. So they wanted to see what it would cost to put into it.
Nice.
It's a five bedroom, 1 bath, which however that works.
Yeah.
And
that's a bit uneven, unbalanced.
Right. And it was going for 325,000.
Wow.
But it's in the middle of nowhere. It's on 17 acres.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of land. The house is old, and we were telling them like, yeah, you should gear up for about 200 on the renovations to get this thing back up and working. Because
for sure.
I mean, obviously you're gonna have to add a bathroom. It's all knob and
at least one bathroom.
So like all electrical is redone.
Yeah.
But that same home, if that home, even though it's old and outdated, goes into like a secondary, I mean, even in a Milwaukee area, quadruples in price.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. That would be a cool project, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So luxury market, it's isolated. Natasha, to answer yours, and it kind of goes along with how your clients are going. I have more sellers that seem like they're in it and they're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And all the buyers are, I'm looking for a house, but it's got to be the right house. And
right.
They don't want to overpay.
I feel like right now is not the time to be picky. Of all times, like we don't have a lot to offer at this point in the market. And, like you kind of have to be able to see the vision and to make the changes that you're going to make to the house, because it'll be your house, not their house now.
Right. And that's where it's a good thing to have like some sort of like a good conversation with your buyers. Is this the right time for them? Because I think a lot of agents might just like, they see the money and they see the commission and they're like, okay, well, they want to buy a house. Let's get them in a house. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like a couple of the buyers that are looking to use me, they want like a fixer upper. So like, it's hard to go in to buy a fixer upper when you're already overpaying. So right now, what I've been doing with 2 of my buyer clients is like, let's go find homes you like. Let's find styles you like. At least then when it cools off, we know what we're getting.
Yeah.
And we're not going out every day looking for homes and jumping on everything. We're letting them sit because we know it's overpriced. We know they're not going to do it. And like a lot of the conversations I have with those people is, all right, if you're going to buy this house, you're going to overpay what could be, I don't know, let's, for easy math, 10,000
Sure.
to finish your basement, 30 to 40,000.
Right.
Now, after all those costs go back in, are you gaining any equity in that home? So in 10 years, if you go to sell it, have you made up that equity, or did you lose it? Are you out money? And that's the stuff we have to look at, where like we got to figure out how much you're putting into it. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for you to do it.
Right.
Which is tough for them because they're emotionally into it, where they're like, I don't want to keep renting. I want to buy. I want a house. I want a yard.
Mhm.
But-
Well, then at some point, I mean, we have to go back to what Natasha said. They can't be picky, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the
Yep.
the selection is just so low right now. Just get in the market, because the longer
Right.
they wait, and this is what I'm trying to tell my clients, or at least prospective clients, just get in the market now. Whether it's a
Yep.
condo, whether it's a townhouse, whether it
Yep.
doesn't matter what it is, just get in the market, because it's going to appreciate. And when it appreciates, then
Yep.
you build that equity, and then you can move on to what it is that you want.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Jason and I, our house that we just purchased, it's a fixer upper.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. It's nothing to
Yeah.
write home about and be like, look at this
Right.
beautiful house. No,
Yeah.
it's a rentable house. It's a fixer
Sure.
upper. When we move out there, we'll gut it. But in
Sure.
the meantime,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's
Exactly.
sufficient.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And, I don't know the Oregon market, but in 10 years, it's probably going to appreciate quite a bit. right?
Well, we bought in what is kind of lovingly referred to as the Napa Valley of Oregon. So
Nice. Okay.
we see it catapulting
Good.
in value. So
Yeah.
we were like, we're not going to be able to afford it in 10 years. So that was
Right.
kind of what pushed us over the edge to
Yeah.
purchase now, because it was
Yeah,
all
for
about
sure.
the location. It was
100%. Yeah. So,
walkable to
that's right.
everything. It was right by schools. So like for the renter market, like we can advertise that it's right next to like high quality schools and
Absolutely. So exactly. It's about location. So I want to clarify something. They can't be picky, but they can be picky about location, as long as they get into that
100%.
location, right? Because that's what's
Yep.
going to drive the appreciation and everything
Mhm.
else, right? So
yes.
just get in there, right?
Yes, just get your toes wet, like get in
Get
there,
yeah.
get your first property, and then after that you can build off of it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they like the areas that they go in. And I talk to them more about timing. A house that just hits the market, you don't have much leverage to go
Yeah.
anywhere in this
Sure.
market, because
Right.
you don't
Sure.
know in 2 days they could have 3 offers.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
what leverage do you have? But if you see a home you like, let's put it on our list. If it sits there for a week, like every
Yeah.
day that goes on gives you a little bit more leverage. So like, it's going to be hard, but we need to be patient. If you want to be stuck on your price point and what you want, the one thing you're going to have to be flexible with is time. You're going to have to be patient. And
Yeah.
sometimes that
Gotta
is
give, yeah.
not very fun.
Right. So
No,
it's
for
like
sure. Yeah.
what part do you want to be patient on? The timing
Yeah.
or the what you
Mhm.
get?
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. No,
Right.
I agree with that for sure.
The fascinating little nuances to the home sale. When someone told me that, like, I've got 3 huge bits of advice. One was on investing, so I won't give you that one. But the second one was price isn't everything.
Mhm.
So there's many other things. There's obviously in this market, people are waiving all contingencies.
Yes.
So there's one thing that you could win. Timing and price are like 2 big players on the
Are you
whole
talking
thing.
about timing of a closing date, or what?
Timing in general, you can be easy on their closing date. Like if they want to be out by X date, then give
Yeah.
them that X date. It may
100%,
cause stress for you, but they like it.
No, I
Um,
agree. I agree with that for sure. Because sometimes it's not always the price that wins the bidding war, right? Just the
Right,
bidding wars, right? If you
timing
can
on
meet
the
their
market.
closing date, right, and everything else, no contingencies, right? We
Yep.
call them conditions. We
Rent
call
back.
them contingencies. Yeah.
Rent backs.
Oh, that's a good
So-
one. to know.
You can do that too. So
Yeah.
if they don't know where they're going, if you want that house, like maybe you can give them a little bit less, but say, hey, you can keep it for 6 months while you find your home, because
Cool.
I'm
Yeah.
content. So it's all like timing is a huge
Yeah.
factor into it. So
Nice.
trying to get other like the general public who comes in to buy a house thinks like, all right, I just need to beat them in price. Like, well, not necessarily. Let's
Right.
find out what their pain points are,
Cool.
and then we can go back, because maybe they don't really care about price. Maybe it's an estate sale and they're just trying to get out. So whoever can meet their needs will get the
you
house.
never know. Yeah, you never know. But just a point here, because again, different markets up here, under normal circumstances, I would probably not advise my seller clients to rent back. If they haven't found a place, I would say let's find a place first, because if they're renting back for 6 months and the market continues to go up, they've just lost money and
Yeah.
they've undersold
yeah.
their home, right?
Yep.
So that's the only danger about renting back. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
My
Absolutely. It's
my
not-
concern would be waiving the inspection contingency. That
Mm.
would make me so nervous. I don't think I could do it.
Well, unless you're planning to gut it anyways, then
Right.
it really doesn't matter. But you're
Yeah.
right. For first-time home buyers or for somebody who's a bit nervous, and is not familiar with houses and is not
Mhm.
handy, they don't know how to take care of it or whatever, then certainly that would be a scary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just because you don't have the contingency on there doesn't mean you can't do an inspection.
Certainly.
You can
No,
still do the
yeah.
inspection.
Yeah.
Just not, it has nothing to do with your offer.
Exactly.
So
It
you
won't
can't,
change
if
the
you
offer.
find
Yeah,
something, you can't go back and say, well, I found that the foundation was cracked. They'd be like, well,
exactly. Yeah.
that's not the offer.
Yeah.
I mean, just like when I bought
So-
this condo here, I put it in no contingencies, nothing. I gave her the closing date that she wanted. I was able to get it at a good price. And as I was buying it, and I'm familiar with little things. I was like, how much can be wrong in a condo? So I said,
Right.
forget it. I'm not going to bother doing that. So right after it closed, I brought in my inspector,
Right.
and he found a few things.
Uh-oh.
So there was the ensuite sink was leaking. There was leaks in the shower. There was leaks everywhere. So anyway, whatever. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of dollars to fix versus thousands. So it doesn't really
That's
matter.
not bad.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Yeah.
Right.
Are you doing this plumbing stuff yourself?
Oh no. That's not. I don't touch plumbing.
That's your Achilles tendon, huh?
That's exactly. Yeah, no, that's the bane. I can't handle plumbing. Like last night was the first time I used the washing machine and it stopped working. And like, what do I do? I have no idea. So there's error message flashing on there. I was looking through the manual. What do I do? It says do this and that. I'm like, oh, I don't understand this stuff.
It's
I
Greek
can't-
to you,
yeah.
right? No,
It is.
it
No,
can't
Greek
say that. I
understands.
can't
Like-
say that.
Japanese to me or something.
There you
I
go.
don't understand it.
Yeah.
So, anything but
machines-
plumbing. Plumbing and electrical, forget it. I'll bring
Yeah.
somebody else in. Anything
Oh,
else is
electrical,
fine.
I hate.
Yeah.
I have to do it, but I don't like it.
No, thank you.
Something
Yeah.
I can't even see it coming. At least water you can see hit you in the face. Like electrical is just there, and you don't even know what happened.
It is. Water's so scary because just what it can cause and the damage,
Yeah.
right?
We
So, and then-
actually we had a leak in our kitchen sink the other day, and like we had no idea what was happening. All of a sudden I see water like on our kitchen floor, and I was like, did the dogs spill the water bowl? No, it appears like they had plumbed our sink the incorrect way.
Oh,
So it had been dripping into our cabinet for probably 2 or 3 days. And so I think it might have ruined the bottom part of our cabinet, but that's okay. But we were able to fix it. But it's again one of those things where I was like, should we just call the plumber? And my husband's like, yeah, just call him. And I'm like, great. So I go to call him. Oh, he was closed for the next 3 days. So we were able to
Great.
figure it out ourselves. And we were very proud of ourselves. And
Good for you.
feel like it
That's
was my
awesome.
dad looking
Nice.
down from heaven being like, you two stop fighting and figure it out.
That's cool.
We
That's
did,
cool.
but we were like
Excellent.
homeowners. So we were so proud of our home ownership that
Good
day.
for
We were
you.
like, we
No,
did it,
that's great.
Nice.
That's great.
but
Good
never
for you.
again. Anything
Yeah.
bigger than that, we won't tackle.
No, exactly. No.
that's when I'm sure I'll get a phone call.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Oh man.
So, what else on the Canadian market has been, I guess, eye-opening since? I guess we've talked. It's only been a month.
Yeah.
Has there been
I feel
anything
like it's
that
been
you've come
longer.
across?
It hasn't changed very much. No.
Have you had any direct clients or deals that are throwing you for a loop, or something odd that happened through the transaction?
No, not recently. No. Not since we last spoke, anyway.
What's the best thing about your new condo?
The space?
The
It's
space?
huge. It's like 1,300 square feet.
That's
It's just
awesome.
so much space. I don't know what to do with it all, right? Because I'm used
We're-
to living in half the size, and it's like, oh my God, room to room. I don't know where to go, where to sit. What do I do?
That's exactly what it's going to be like in our Oregon house. It's 1,300
Yeah.
square feet. We live in 740 square feet right now. So
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, I don't know what we're going to do with the 2 extra rooms in the house.
That's just
Workout
it.
rooms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Or
I
a
have a gym
movie room.
downstairs. I don't need a workout room. So
There you
yeah,
go.
true.
and I got a pool.
Oh,
my God,
lucky
I'm living the
ducky.
life over here, right? So
Oh.
it's
Right.
amazing.
I
Yeah,
say,
love
so
it.
the next podcast, can we just come and meet you up there?
Sure, come on in. My microphone does all-way signals, right? We can do like not just the omnidirectional, but I was playing with it earlier today. We can do 2 ways or 4 ways or 3 ways
Love
or
it.
whatever. Doesn't
That's
matter.
all right. I'll be by the pool while you guys are talking. Don't worry about it.
No problem.
Is Canada letting people in right now? I thought
Canada
I just
is-
heard the Prime Minister was locking it down.
From what I understand, Canada is letting people in, but we can't go to the US. So
They
Oh.
did. I
figure that
know
one out.
somebody that just went up the other day and they went up for just, I think, a day or 2. But yeah, they're
Yeah.
letting people in. But I,
Yeah.
again, don't know about letting people out.
Yeah, I've kind of tuned out this whole COVID thing. It's just been it changes every day, and it's so hard to follow. It's hard to keep up. So
Yeah.
I've tuned it out. I don't know what's going on anymore. As long as the stores are open, it's good enough for me.
Yeah. We have a big, I don't know if you've heard of Summerfest, but it's a big festival here in Milwaukee.
No,
And-
I haven't heard it.
People come from all over to go. It's just music for, I think it's 10 days long, Natasha, or
Something like that.
14?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a break. It's about 2 weeks, but it's everybody, like musicians will come in. Some are free stages, some are paid, but just music and
Nice.
a big festival. I was planning on going, but now it's either you need to be vaccinated, have
Wear a
proof that you're
mask.
vaccinated, wear a mask, get a test, or
Get a
there's one other
vaccination.
qualification, or
Get a
get the vaccine.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is just too, I'm just out. I'm just not
Yeah.
going to go.
Yeah.
It
No,
seems
I
so
see.
complicated.
Yeah, I hear you.
We have to make all these precautions to shove all of these people in a mason jar so they can breathe and like move on each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed
Not worth
odd
it.
to me. So I was like, I'll just stay away.
Sure. Have you
Milwaukee's
gone
been-
before? Like, were you going in
Mhm.
past years? Yeah.
Yeah, I go to Summerfest pretty much every year, at least once, just to see an artist that I like to listen to. But
So are these big name artists or local
Oh,
bands
yeah.
or what is? Yeah.
yeah,
They're
Yep, you'll get-
huge.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And there's like, they're all genres of music too, which is really nice. Like, you get some really big country musicians, you get some really good pop musicians, you kind of get the whole spectrum. And then you get some good oldies too, for that matter.
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like fun.
It's a cool environment because the whole lot where they host it is right on Lake Michigan. So you
Mhm.
get like the lake breeze the whole time, and they do fireworks on the 4th of July when it's actually
On the 4th of
scheduled
July.
correctly and not
Right.
pushed back to September.
Mhm.
Oh,
So it's just a really cool environment, and all the
Wow.
stages are outdoors. And
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting people from across the country that come in to see Milwaukee. I mean, that's the busiest Milwaukee ever will be is
really?
during the Summerfest weeks.
Okay, I have to remember that. So if I visit Milwaukee, it should be during.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
For sure.
Cool.
It's fun. But yeah, now with that all being weird, staying away.
I know what can you do, right?
COVID has changed our entire
everything.
environment.
It has.
It will never be the same.
No. Well, is it too much to hope for that things go back to normal? I don't know. Right?
What is normal?
I don't
now?
think so.
Yeah. No. Like the
I
day
haven't
that we
really
don't have to
changed-
wear masks anymore when we go out or
I don't know.
Yeah.
Our area is getting pretty strict with it again because the
Yeah.
Delta variant has been spiking
Yes,
us a bit.
that's right. It's
so.
here too. Yeah, exactly. Here too. Yeah. So like even in my building too, as soon as I step outside my door, I have to wear a mask. In the common areas, I have to wear a mask. Right?
Mhm.
Masks
Really?
everywhere. So
Yeah. We're supposed to be starting to wear masks here too when we're out in public. Just FYI.
Oh,
My kid's going back to school this year, and that was one of the big topics that we had to talk with him about was, he has a grandfather that's pretty sick right now. And I was like, you should probably wear a mask if you're going to want to go see your grandfather when you go to school. He's like, yep, I will. And he has no problem with it, but it's one
How
of those
old is
things. He's 9.
He's 9. Okay, so he's old enough to understand and keep the mask on,
100%.
Right? If he was like 5 or something, then it's like, is he going to keep it on? Is he going to take it off?
Right. And like last year for school, he chose himself to stay home and do virtual learning because I was immunocompromised. His grandfathers were both elderly. And he's like, I don't want to get it and give it to them. And I was like, awesome. You're a smart kid.
Good for him. Sounds like a smart kid.
Every once in a while. But he's not busy playing Roblox on the computer,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Is he a gamer? Does he like to?
He loves his computer games, way too much, actually.
Okay.
So
that's like my nephew as well. I've got 2 nephews. One's going to be 6, and then the other one's going to be 8 in November. So, and the older one especially loves the video games. So
it's like one of those things that you look back and you're like, I was never like that. Yes, I was.
Yeah, I know I was like that because I remember the day I got a PlayStation.
Yeah,
that was a great day in my childhood.
I remember my Sega. I loved the Sega.
Yeah. Well, if I tell you what I had, I'll be dating myself.
Oh no!
The Atari and the ColecoVision. That was mine. I don't know if you guys even heard of that.
I found an Atari. Atari in college. Yep. That and like a Super Nintendo.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
So we brought all those back. Those were fun. I still have the Super Nintendo. I think the Atari broke on me.
Oh no.
But no, I don't think those classic games will ever leave.
No, Atari had awesome. the Pong game on it,
Pong
right?
game. That was like the very first one. Yeah, I remember playing that one. Yeah.
I had to design a Pong game in one of my classes when I was studying graphic design, and I was like, this sucks. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing web design. I will do stuff. I will make things look pretty that I can print out, but not web design.
Really? Oh wow. Cool. Yeah, no, I love that old games, and I actually found a ColecoVision online a couple of years ago, so I ordered it. And, just for nostalgia purposes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are always fun games to go back to. I remember I popped in Oregon Trails like a year ago.
I loved that game.
Can't go wrong with Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Classic game. So Lambros, I know we're coming up on like 40-ish minutes. I want to go into like future, what you've got going on in like the next, let's say 2-3 months or end of the year. Like, do you have goals set up that you want to hit towards the end of the year, or what's on your book of business that's going to be rounding out your last little bit here now that we're already past halfway?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't have any written goals down for the year. But like, I've already hit the goal that I wanted to hit so far this year. And my main focus was, I know, which is great for sure. So I'm kind of putting it on cruise control for the rest of the year, and focusing on my new place, right? Because there's so much work, and I'm by myself. So there's just so much to do here, like packing, unpacking. I still haven't fully moved out of my old place. So I'm going to be back and forth between the two over the next couple of weeks, and just getting everything organized. And then I think once things settle down in September and October, I think then I'm going to look towards 2022 and just start planning for next year.
Timing seems pretty well, because that's about where the upswing is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
So that's where my focus is at the moment. Yeah.
Nice. Almost planning for 2022. How do you lead generate? Is it, do you get a lot of referrals? Is it cold calling, or how does that?
Yeah, I mean, referrals are certainly a big chunk of my business. And then prior to COVID, I was doing a lot of door knocking, believe it or not. I had a farm area.
Really?
And I would hand deliver flyers there every quarter, and knock on some doors, talk to people, and they got to know me. I mean, I was doing really well with that. And then obviously COVID hit and I couldn't door knock anymore. And now I've lost momentum there, obviously, because people aren't talking to me anymore. And I've seen a few houses go up for sale that of people that I knew and spoken to, and I'm like, I don't know if I can swear on this podcast. I'm like, oh, man,
You can.
I could have had I could have had that one, right? And I knew that person. I talked to them. They told me they were going to sell. So it comes back to me. I could have followed up better, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. There's always a few of those, right? Now I'm kind of focused more on the online. I'm trying to get as much exposure as I can, by doing something like this with you guys, interviews. I've been featured in an online magazine called In the Know Local in Mississauga, and I'm doing a lot of social media marketing, just trying to put my name and face everywhere so people are really familiar with me.
Yeah.
Right? And hopefully that's going to drive some business. And then when I go back eventually to farming, they'll say, hey, I know that guy. I've seen him online, or, blah, blah, blah. And I do my own show as well. I think I mentioned to you guys as well. Yeah. And I'm all about educating people, right? I'm all about giving them information, right? So that's where my show is all about, right? I'm trying to educate people on different topics. I got different guests in from all walks of life. And who knows? So maybe that will help, and I can build up my database that way.
Yeah.
And you guys are welcome to come back on the show. Yeah.
I've heard door knocking is amazing because the hardest part, like phone calls are great. They're easier, but your contact is minimal. Actually getting somebody on the other line is minimal. A door knock,
that's true. And people don't like answering the phone anymore, right? They also they hate telemarketers, right? So I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, you know what? You want to sell your house kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'd rather knock on the door. Yep. Cool.
If you do call, do you have an iPhone?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that and this isn't actually what I use as a realtor. When I was in sales, this was a tip that was given to me. iPhones now are getting smart. They'll pretty much like read your text. So if you text somebody and say, hey, this is Lambros with such and such, just wanted to give you a call. Are you free in 10 minutes? And then give them a call. Instead of when you call, it pulls up just a random number. It'll actually say your name on it. And they're more likely to think like, okay, that's a contact in my phone. I'll pick that up. So a text before a call will actually pull up your name and give you a little bit of an edge of, because I mean, when I see a call that I don't know, it's just numbers, I usually don't pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one trick that it did help.
Interesting.
But obviously door knocking has been great. And I was going to pick your brain on door knocking. When you door knock, how do you start the conversation? Is it directed in a way, or do you kind of see where they're at?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Again, I'm all about providing value, and I'm all about giving information, right? So I'll knock on the door and say, hey, you know what? My name's Lambros. I live a couple blocks over, or whatever it was, like I used to be in my area. And I just want to update you on the real estate market. So whatever it is that I'm giving them, it could be like an informational piece on the neighborhood, like some stats or whatever, or it could be a new house that was just listed. I say, hey, do you know anybody that's looking to buy a house in this neighborhood, kind of thing. So I'm always about giving them something. And if they say no, thank you, that's fine. You move on. If I see any hint of interest from them, right, I'll just try to keep the conversation going. I'll say, well, how long have you lived here, right? Are you thinking of making a move anytime soon? No, fine, that's great. If not, that's fine too. I'd like to keep keep the neighborhood informed on what's happening, new listings, prices, etc. And a lot of people appreciate that. So would you like to be included in the mailing list? And I'll say, sure, no problem. And then they give me their email address, or they give me their phone number. Do you want to stay in touch, right? So I kind of try to build a rapport before I go out and ask them something like, hey, do you want to sell your house, right? Or
what CRM do you use for managing all the contacts that you have?
Yeah, I've got a great CRM, and shameless plug goes out to Kits. It's called Keep in Touch Systems. I don't know if they're into the US market or not, but they're fantastic up here. David Greenspan is he's the one who's running Kits, and he has his own podcast as well, which is an excellent podcast. It's called Mindshare Podcast. You should check him out sometime. He's got a lot of great information that he shares.
We're going to put all that stuff in the show notes, because I definitely want to look up that stuff. That interests me, because that's something that I'm soaking in what you're telling, because I haven't even gotten that part yet in my business. So
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm
No, you
very
should. You
interested
should check it
in
out.
what
Keep
you're
in
doing.
touch systems. They're great. You can customize. You can do paper newsletters that go out, like the mailing out, or you can do email newsletters. And now they've started a condo farming newsletter that you can do. It's just fantastic. They got so many options. They run my website as well.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. You can embed videos into the email. So when I shoot my monthly videos and I embed it into the newsletter, it goes out to all my clients. So I direct them to my YouTube channel, et cetera, et cetera. So it kind of all ties
Very
together.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm jealous of you on that one, because that's something that, I mean, right now we're trying to start a mailer right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Just probate mailer. So something
Okay.
super small. It's only, 25 contacts maybe,
Okay.
but sending out mailers and trying to keep in contact with that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that has been legwork for Natasha and my other person in the office to kind of handle. But
yeah, email marketing is great. I think it's very underrated, right? People talk about email, too many emails, but it actually works because those who are interested it's a great way to keep them warm, right? Keep them in touch and link. Then you can link all your social media profiles and links to them. I think we're boring Natasha there, or she's too tired.
Long week,
oh, I
guys.
can't even see your face. Did you yawn on camera?
I
Did we catch a
did.
yawn?
I
Okay,
did.
well, snap that. That's going to be our marketing thumbnail. It's just going to be
Thanks, guys.
you yawning.
You guys make
For
me
our
feel
show.
so warm and fuzzy inside. So
okay,
you guys might not have been busy this week, but this week was like a 60-hour week for
Okay.
me. So
Okay.
guys.
Got it. Yeah. Maybe you should switch the podcast to Mondays so you don't fall asleep on us.
Yeah,
Monday
right.
mornings.
Monday
Monday mornings would be ideal. By
Yeah.
4 o'clock every day, I'm like, is it bedtime yet, guys?
Exactly.
I don't know if we could get many guests on Monday morning, 6 a.m.
Oh gosh.
Let's talk real estate.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you
Then you
nuts?
really hear the swearing at that point.
Yeah.
Get
No kidding.
here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
I'm intrigued in your marketing. I want to go back and I want to see this website that you're using to see what it's all about. And
But it's not that fancy.
maybe that's
actually.
something that we can get
check out my
going.
website. Demos. I have two websites actually. demosrealestate.ca. I know you're recording this, so you don't have to write it down. And the other one is onestop.homeshop.ca. So one's more for my own stuff. That's the first one, and the other one is more of a lead gen thing, right? So.
Is it kind of like a landing page type?
Yeah, it's kind of like a landing page for sure. And
Okay.
but I haven't fully utilized all its features. I know it's got all the bells and whistles and it's got so much to offer, but I haven't even set it up properly yet. So it's kind of still a work in progress, and I have to figure it out. I think once I figure it out, it'll be good. But for now, it's just.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot for one person to handle. You got clients, and then you're trying to do your own back office stuff. So
100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I've been so busy, I haven't had time to, actually work on my website. Right. So
yeah, that could be the 2022 setup. So
maybe, yeah.
I think next show for us, what I would think just off the top of my head, try to go over like our 2022 planning of what we want to see and what we're trying to get done, and go over those lists. I don't know if that will kind of help our viewers or kind of see what goes into planning if you are an agent or a broker for your next year, because a lot of it is planning. And if you can get your planning accurate and kind of segmented, it makes it actually come into fruition easier.
Yeah.
The legwork in the front half, and then just let it roll and do its thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again,
so maybe 2022 show for us next time.
Oh boy.
Or a pre-2022.
Okay.
And this would honestly, because I had taken a hiatus of being an agent, just jump back in this year. So all of my planning is from scratch this year.
Yeah. I'm not big on planning either, right? I just kind of go with the flow kind of thing. I mentioned plumbing is the bane of my existence, but so is planning. Like anything that starts with P, I just can't handle it. I don't know why. It's just okay, I'll do it.
Well, it's hard too. You don't know what's going to happen in 3 months. Like if you start your marketing and you expect to get a 5% hit rate and you get 15 and you have more clients and you know what to do, maybe you don't need to do step 2 of your marketing. You just got to handle what you can handle. And
that's just it. Yeah.
So,
or I mean, I have a plan laid out in rough scratch or maybe in my head, and this is what I want to do. But to formalize it and to organize it, and then to track it and everything, it's just too much work, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather make a few phone calls and then try to get more business, or I don't know. But that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
I mean,
wrong.
the plan is to stay busy at that point.
Plan is to stay busy. That's right. Yeah. So
there's
I
always
would
something to
not
do with
be able
either
to-
clients or try to get new clients.
Yeah.
What is that?
Exactly.
I would not be able to handle that way of living. I'm like, I need everything like written out, and I need to have like my security like figured out. Like, I would not be able to be so laissez-faire.
I don't know. It's just
It'll
the
all
way
work.
I operate. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
All right,
I've
well-
always been like that. Yeah.
I apologize. I'm getting
You're getting
interrupted by
attacked.
little guys.
Hey
Yeah.
guys,
Hey guys,
Hey, you guys are on
what's
TV.
going on? Who do we have
look
here?
at you. Hi.
Hey, buddy. What's going on? Whoa, we lost them.
Oh no, we lost him. Well, thank you, Lambros, for coming
No problem.
on our podcast tonight. I think we were on season 2, episode 3, maybe
Awesome.
4.
Okay.
So thank you so much. I will
No problem.
include all the information that you gave us in our show
Perfect.
notes today.
Okay.
And Marcus will circle back at some point next week
Sure.
if he's not killed by his kids.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so
Great
much. We'll
chatting
talk to
with
you next
You
week.
bet. Okay.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye-bye.